Okay, everybody. Hey, what's up? It's Jenny here. You like my fancy headset? We are ready to rock. I'm super excited to have you here. Welcome to today's webinar. Whoa, we are going to have a blast. I'm just getting all my little system here set. Darcy is my fabulous operations manager. Darcy just give me everything's looking good on our chat feature. So we know that we are in good shape and rocking and rolling. I'm Jenny Fenig. I am so excited to bring together new and aspiring coaches as we join forces so you can do the work that you were put on this planet to do. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. All right, I'm just checking in with my team, making sure we are all set. Okay. Here we go. Because, you're running all this tech stuff and you got to make sure that you're cool. Got to make sure that you're cool. So right below this video, you should be seeing a chat feature. And you should be able to talk to each other, talk to me, all that good stuff. So make sure that you are asking questions in there. Make sure that you are engaging. Go ahead, those of you who are already here live with us, let me know where you're connecting in from. Okay, Darcy's saying it's not all good. Connect manually. Okay. Hey. All right, the privacy status cannot be changed. All right, well, I'm going. I clicked the buttons. Sorry, guys. I don't know if this is not working. I'm talking now. Let's see here. I'm unable to connect. Okay, we're good. Oh, technology. And you know what, gals? It's Mercury retrograde. Anyone feeling that? All right, cool. I am totally feeling Mercury retrograde. It is, it's a total trip. So if you don't know much about Mercury retrograde, that is when the planet Mercury starts spinning in the opposite direction that it normally does. And it can often throw technology in a loop. It can throw communication in a loop, like things start breaking. Sometimes you have misunderstandings with people in your life. So if this is happening for you this week, it's probably due to Mercury retrograde. But I hope that you all are you're not dealing with that so much right now. I'm just checking into the chat and making sure that we are in good shape. Okay, it looks like you all can't. Okay, yeah, click on the video. Darcy's telling you click on the video. I'm just going to try clicking on the vid. Are we good to go? Yep. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Cool. So Darcy will help you. Click on the video. I'm going to wait until we get this all sorted so you all are in good shape because we've got some cool stuff to do. All right, so come on in. If you are hearing me now, that means you've clicked on the video below, or actually above, and go ahead and say where you're connecting in from. Tell us, where are you here from? I'm going to go ahead and type in here because it looks like we're getting our tech stuff squared away. Where are you all connecting in from? Boom. Yep. All right. I'm seeing the video. You've got to click on it. Good shape. Okay, looks like you all can. Cool. Hey, Charity from Columbia, Missouri. I'm going to come back over here. It's always a trip when you have this technology thing. Okay. Yeah. All right. Kelly is from Delaware. Charity's from Missouri. Suzanne, where are you from? I see you're here. Kansas City. Cool. What's up? All right, great. It looks like we are dealing with our little tech hoops. There's always hoops. So if you need to refresh, if you need to press play, click on the video. Darcy, you see her in the chat feature, your Savvy VA. Okay, goody. Yay. Your Savvy VA. She is our tech wizard. She's our operations manager. She makes sure that we are in all good shape. So we're good. We're good. Not to worry. Okay, cool. So Yay! Hey, everybody. We're good. Only took us a few minutes to get the to get the kinks worked out. Welcome to technology. Welcome to what you deal with when you run a business, when you coach, when you lead a tribe, when you have a message to share. You are dealing with tech stuff. You're dealing with things not always going perfectly, and you just have to roll with it. Okay, so welcome, welcome, welcome. It looks like things are working out gorgeously now. Hello, Kelly, Suzanne, Charity, Darcy, anyone else who's here, say hello. We'd love to hear your name. We'd love to know where you're connecting in from. And official welcome to this webinar. I want to really get down to business because we have a lot to cover, like a lot. All right, because you all are going to be rocking it as coaches, right? This is something that I know you want to do. And this webinar, what I'm doing all of this month, this is the month of January 2016. Do you ever catch yourself saying 2015? You're like, wait, what year? Like, yeah, 2016. This month, I'm hosting a series of webinars for new and aspiring coaches. And this particular webinar that you're on right now is called How to Convert Your Expertise into a Successful Coaching Business. Even if you're totally in the dark, where to begin? I'm Jenny Fenig. I have been coaching since 2008. Great to meet you. If this is the first time that you've heard of me, that we're meeting, I'm very excited to be with you. If you've been on any of my webinars or trainings in the past, or you've been on my list for a while, or you've been following me on social media for a while, welcome back. I could not do what I do without you, and I'm really happy to have this opportunity to teach you, to guide you into your destiny, That is what I feel coaching allows us to do, is that we have this gift, we have this calling, and we are here to touch lives. We're here to touch lives. And the cool thing about just where we are as a society and where we are with technology is that we can touch lives all over the world, all over the planet. It's so cool. Like, you all are from all over the planet, okay? Those of you who typed in the chat feature, you're from all over the United States, which is really cool. But I know we could have people watching right now from various countries. I recently started a podcast called Get Gutsy, and we have listeners all over the planet. Like, I can look at the statistics from where people are listening to that show, and it freaking blows me away. So this is the gorgeousness of coaching, okay, of creating your business, using technology, bringing your message online to help heal the planet. So let me tell you about what this webinar is going to cover, and then we will get right down to business. I want to get into the content immediately. Again, if any of you all have issues with the tech piece, just ask Darcy. She's at Your Savvy VA. She's here to help. You're welcome to ask questions in the chat feature below this video. I want to help you. I want to guide you to make 2016 your absolute best year on the planet, like, no question. Just going over to this chat feature now, so I'm just making sure I'm in the loop. I feel like I'm flying a plane with everything that I'm watching, everything that I'm checking out. And it's just kind of funny. My daughter's upstairs. I have a 1-year-old daughter. I have a babysitter who's here with her right now. I hear her feet running around up there. I have 2 other sons, just to kind of know, like, a little bit about, like, my life. I don't just get to sit in this office all day and not have another life to deal with and to enjoy. I have 2 older sons, one who just turned 7. I have his birthday party tomorrow, which I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have like 60 people in my house. And but we're psyched. He just turned 7. And then my middle guy, he's Luke, and he's 4 3/4. 4 3/4. And then I have a husband, and then I have this business. I have this thriving business, and I'm so honored and thrilled to be able to do this work. So honored and thrilled. So congratulations for being here. This is all for you. This is our flow and our vibe. It's all for you. I invite you to be here now, okay? Tune out anything that was going on before you got here. Tune out all that you got to do next. I know it's Friday. We're moving into the weekend. Hooray. I do love Friday as a day, but I have to tell you, once I really stepped out and embraced my role as a coach and a business owner. And I left my corporate life. I used to be a corporate leader, a corporate executive, working in New York City. And I used to like dread Mondays, honestly. Like it would be Sunday night and I'd be like, oh, thinking about going to work. And I don't dread that anymore. I enjoy my work so much. I love doing this. I love doing this. And so if you are interested in being in the next generation of change makers and coaches, then you're in the right spot. You're in the right spot. You have expertise right now that people want to invest in. They want to learn from you, like you more than this other person, because you have something unique. You have something that is in demand that people will pay you for. Okay. I promise you, it is amazing. And I'm so excited for what you're doing. I'm so excited for what you're doing in the world. So, my style, I like to teach. I like to answer your questions. I like to look in the chat. I like to know what's up with you. Those of you who are just getting here now, check in, like tell me your name, tell me where you're from. I like it to be interactive because that's the way I roll. I get a lot of energy that way. If you have questions throughout the presentation, please ask. Okay, please ask. Yeah. And you know what's funny on the question point? Like we're always given opportunities to learn. We're given these great opportunities in life. And I want to ask you now how often you actually take advantage of those opportunities, you know, or do you shy away? Do you kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should ask. Maybe that's a silly question. Maybe I shouldn't be asking that, or maybe somebody else needs to have a turn and I shouldn't have a turn or whatever. And that's not what we're doing here. You know, as you live your life, as you really are saying, yes, 2016 is going to be absolutely extraordinary. I want you to freaking raise your hand. I want you to say yes to things. I want you to be courageous. I want you to take that leap forward. All right. I was at something this past weekend, and I'm a big yogi. I love yoga. I'm a huge student of yoga and actually got certified as a teacher, trained to become a teacher back in 2007. And I went to New York City over the weekend. I now live in Massachusetts. I went to New York City over the weekend and I practiced with a yoga master. Her name is Sharon Gannon. She is the co-founder of a type of yoga called Jivamukti. And at the end of the class, it was like this master class and like very practiced yogis in the room, if you will. And she offered us the opportunity to ask her questions afterwards. And I literally was like the first one to raise my hand. There was like no hands. And because people were nervous, right? You're like at the feet of this like living legend yogi, and people didn't raise their hand. And I'm like, well, I have a question for her. And you know what I asked her? I asked her what her biggest lessons learned were from more than 30 years in business. They have this really successful yoga studio in New York. It's huge. They have, that yoga has gone all over the world. They have teachers all over the world. And I was able to ask her something, and she gave me such a cool answer. So I'm really happy that I did that. So I want you all, like, whether it's today on this webinar, what's up, Jonah? Whether it's whatever you're doing, like, be a freaking leader. I say this term, like, be a leader, not a lurker. Don't come to something and just think that you can't speak up. Like, please speak up. Let your voice be heard. If you're not willing to let your voice be heard in general, if you're not ever willing to rock the boat, take a stand, shine your light, you won't be successful as a coach. I just want to, like, straight up be honest with you on this. Okay, not to be rude or like burst your bubble, but I've been doing this long enough to know what it's going to take. Okay, I've been coaching since 2008. We're now in 2016. Like, it's been 8 years. Holy. And I now train women to become coaches. I see what is necessary in order to succeed. And I'm going to give you some of these insights today. Okay, you with me? All right, cool. So it looks like we're all good on the tech front. Suzanne, Joan, everyone's cool. All right, listen. So as I just shared with you, I'm really, really big into yoga, and I'm very into mindfulness and the idea that the answers that we seek and the moves that we need to make are within us. They're totally, totally within us. And what I'd like to lead you through now is a guided visualization. It's a guided visualization, and this is going to be amazing. This is going to be amazing. So I'm just looking at a comment here from Amy. She says she's speaking up in 2016. It's going to be amazing. You're going to rock the boat. No more fear and being scared. Holy crap! But I believe in my gifts. Hell yeah! Let's like high five Amy. Yeah, and go ahead, like share this stuff, gals. If you can't share it here, if you can't share your excitement, if you can't share your declarations of like hell yeah, 2016 is going to be my year, I don't know where you can share it, because like this is a safe space, and you can share that with me because I get off on that. Like that to me is fuel. And I'm telling you right now, I don't lead these webinars for myself. I lead them for you. So I like fuel. I like feedback. I like that energy. And I'll tell you, anyone who I'm going to work with, and I'm going to tell you more about how I do train coaches later on, I got to know that you are a woman who uses her voice. Okay, because that is what is required to be a successful coach, and that is what your clients are going to look for in you. Okay, so just we got that straight. We got that straight. Okay, cool. So let's go inward. Is that cool with y'all? Let's go inward. As long as you are in a safe space, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. If you've never done guided visualization before, it may feel a bit like, whoa, what are we doing? But I promise you that you're super safe. You're safe, and I have your best interest at heart. And simply, you're going on a little trip without having to leave your room, without having to even leave your chair, okay? So I invite you to close your eyes and simply come into this place, sink inward. Come down deep with me. Feel the earth supporting you. Feel this connection to the other gorgeous women, fellow healers and helpers and coaches and guides. Feel the fact that we are all connected. We are all here. We are saying, yes, January 2016, I am doing it. I am doing it. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Keep your eyes closed. Keep that channel clear. You know what I'm talking about. When you look back on your life, you see some of those holes that you keep falling in. You see some of those same challenges that keep emerging in your life. You see these themes and these trends, and you all have signed up for this webinar. You signed up to learn from me and to step into your power because you are declaring and believing and committing to this idea that 2016 will be the year that you make full use of your gifts and talents. You make full use of this energy, these experiences that you have, this personality that is so electric and so magnetic. You are raising your hand right now. I literally want you, as you are sitting there, as you're listening to my words, I want you to raise your hand and then your other hand, both arms up in the air. V for victory. Raise them up. Let's get into the body. Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing right now together. Raise them up. Open your heart. Shine forward. V for victory. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. Say it to yourself right now. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm stepping out. I'm claiming this. I'm creating a business that is beyond my wildest dreams. I am opening up to abundance. I believe and declare this is my year. This is the year that I come out of hiding. This is the year that I help my people. This is the year that my business is sustainable. This is the year that I pay off my debt. This is the year that I use my voice. This is the year that I tell my story. This is the year that I help my tribe. This is the year that I stop making excuses. This is the year where I love myself fully, where I say I am enough. This is the year where I step into this path of a coach. This is the year. This is the year. Say it with me now. This is it. This is the year. This is the year. This is the year. Take it in. Close your eyes. See yourself standing on a stage. Standing on a stage. What stage are you standing on? Is it you giving a talk at a TED event, a TEDx conference? Is it you standing in front of a group at a gorgeous retreat that you are leading? Is it you standing in front of a group of a mastermind of some of your most amazing clients and you are guiding them and leading them? Is it you standing in a room with one other client? This is like your own gorgeous stage and you're facilitating a VIP day. You and this person who is invested in their business, invested in their growth, invested in their relationship, whatever it is, whatever you're coaching them on. Where are you? Is your stage you on a Skype call with a client? You leading a webinar just like I'm doing right now? What is your stage? What is your dream? What is your destiny? Take it in right now. See it, see it, see it, feel it, hold it, love it. Be lit up by it. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Whew. Make love to that vision. Make love to your calling. I invite you now to slowly open your eyes and go ahead. I also invite you to type in the chat, like, what did you see? What is that stage? Like, what is it? And do not start questioning, well, how the hell is that ever going to happen? Like, don't do that to yourself. That's silly. It's a waste. All right. I want to hear it. I'm a very visual person. I'm a very powerful manifester. So when you share that stuff, I take it in and I can hold that for you as well. All right. So don't be afraid. My whole brand is Get Gutsy. Okay. If you've read my book, if you listen to my podcast, they're both called Get Gutsy. I'm all about you getting gutsy. I'm all about you using your voice. I'm all about you claiming this calling, claiming this calling. And that's a big question that I want you to ponder. If you don't already know your calling, what is it? What is it? What is your soul's reason for being here? Because this will be very, very important as you step up and do your big work in the world. Okay? Very, very important that you plug into this because this is what your clients will very much gravitate towards you for. Okay? They want to know your story. And in just a few moments, I'm going to move over to some slides. I'm going to share my screen and kind of walk you through some content, okay? But this is the way I roll. I'm very much a teacher. I'm very spiritual, and I bring in visualization. I bring in spirit big time into what I do, into how I teach, into how I guide, into how I coach. So I just want you to be aware of that. This is my style, and then I'm encouraging you all to like really plug into what your style is because this is what your people are going to eat up. Okay, cool. So Suzanne says she quickly visualized all of these visions in front of her tribes in various forms. It was so powerful. Tears came to her as her hands were formed in a V. Oh, Suzanne, thank you for sharing that. Melissa, it's so great to have you here, hun. You love the Get Gutsy brand. Yay. Jonah, you're a Berkshire neighbor, Williamstown. What up? Oh, that's so cool. So cool. Yay, this is so cool. So keep sharing, keep sharing. This is how it works. This is how it works. We get the stuff out there. We get that powerful energy out there. It's really, really gorgeous. So I want to see you all continuing to do this. Keep putting your stuff in there because this is how. Okay, so Amy says she visualized all the new moms coming through her computer ready to be a mom and to birth their babies. Wow. So freaking cool. So freaking cool. See, each one of you is here to do something special, okay? We're all doing the same thing. Like, I believe that we're all spreading love. We're all teaching love. We're all embodying love and light. And we do it in our own way. So you already saw just some of these examples. So continue to see what comes up for you. Know that these visualizations that I offer up to my people, I know that they're powerful because they're powerful for me too. I feel a lot when I do this stuff and I'm like, whoa. So it's really cool for me to hear what comes up for you. So what I want to do right now is I want to, hopefully this will work out okay, get all Mercury retrograde will be cool with us. If not, I'll just come back to my like straight up video. But I'm going to share my screen with you because I want to just allow the words to really penetrate, because there's some concepts that I want you to take in. Okay, we're going to send you this recording after the webinar, so you'll have it, but I do encourage you to take notes. Remember, I've been coaching since 2008. I've been running a business since that period of time. My business crossed the six-figure mark in 2012, so it took me like 8, 9, 10, 11. It took me like 4 years of that not happening, and then fifth year I was like, okay, and then sixth year and seventh year and eighth year, like I figured out a code to get to that level, and I was able to replicate and replicate and replicate. And then this past year, I decided I wanted to teach other women like you how to be coaches, and then how to have the business grow as a result, like kind of how to marry all that stuff together. So this is what I want to share with you now. I'm going to go into my screen sharing capability here. Okay, cool. So in the chat below, just let me know that this is all. It says start screen share. Let me see. Okay. Present to everyone. Boom. Okay, cool. So just chat me up in the chat below and say, yep, I can see your screen, Jenny. It should say your expertise equals the foundation of your coaching business and creative platform. If we're all good, just some kind soul, just let me know, because honestly, okay, cool. I love technology, and it sometimes kind of gives me a buzzkill. I'm like, you know, when it doesn't work right, and you're like, wait, why? You know, like when your computer is having a bad day or whatever. It's just so funny to me. Like the crazy thing in my car the other day, like if any of you have a backup camera in your car, I've had one now for like the last 5 years. I don't know what I did before the backup camera, before I had that option. And in one of my cars, the backup camera just like stopped working. It was just all acting. I mean, it's happened before and we had to get it replaced. And so I'm like, oh, it must just be like need a new whatever, you know, and we'll deal with it after Christmas. And literally it's now been working like beautifully over the last few days. And I just thought, well, maybe it just needed a little vacation. Maybe it needed a sabbatical. So technology is funny like that. It really, really is. Okay, cool. So let's dive in. Your expertise equals the foundation of your coaching business and creative platform. Okay, let that sink in. Each one of you has a lot of experiences that you're bringing to the table. Like you've been on this planet during this lifetime for however many years you've been here. For me, it's been 38. I'm 38 years old. I'm going to be 39 later this year. I bring a lot of stuff to the table. You bring a lot of stuff to the table. What you bring to the table is different than what I bring to the table, because we didn't live the same life. Even if we were sisters and had the same parents, we would still bring different stuff to the table. You know what I'm talking about? So your expertise, your life experience, your professional career, your roles, your hats that you've worn, the highs, the lows, this forms the foundation of your coaching business and creative platform. Okay? So let's dive into these elements so these can really start clicking in for you. Okay? The first piece that I want you to really take in is your story. It's your story. You have one. I have one. If you've read my book, Get Gutsy, you know that I freaking bear mine. And that's not even the whole thing, you know? I was just like pieces I could get into that book. So what is your story? What is your story? What makes you you? Where did you learn some freaking lessons? Where'd you learn them? How'd you learn them? Because it's through these lessons, it's often when we fall on our face. It's often when like, oh, that didn't go quite according to plan. And then, oh my gosh, that was just a runaway success. Wow, that we have these lessons to share. When we go through up-leveling, like that's what I call up-leveling, like when your business grows or when your personal life grows or when your financial situation grows, like all that stuff is amazing. And then it also comes with some intensity. So what I want you to do as a result of being here on this webinar is to write your story in the most compelling way possible. If you've already done this, tighten it up even more. Some of you might already have a website. You might already have some of this languaging on your site or on your Facebook page or on your LinkedIn profile. But guess what? It probably needs some updating. The other day I was talking to somebody and I was trying to find her bio for this project we were working on. And I went to her LinkedIn page and it had not been updated in years. Don't let that happen to you. Okay. So I want you to be writing your story in the most compelling way possible. And guess what? This is the perfect exercise for you to do like ongoing on social media, especially Facebook. You're probably connected to me on Facebook. If you're not, I invite you to connect with me on Facebook. Go to my business page, Jenny Fenig. You can also join our free Facebook group for spiritual entrepreneurs. If you're not part of that yet, you can go to gutsygalaxy.com and request access to that. I love that group. We just started it back in November, I want to say, of last year. And there's some really juicy conversations going on there. And if you haven't figured it out by now, if you follow me or other people you respect and admire you follow, we very much use Facebook as a platform for telling our story and connecting with amazing people like you. You all are women I want to get to know better. And for some of you, I'll get the opportunity to really serve in one of my courses or programs. And that's what I want because I am wired to serve. I really have this, what I call like a servant heart. Where I love serving. I love helping people. I want to allow you to see the light, see your potential, take these steps, make these moves. It gives me so much pleasure when I see my students and my clients, like when I see they're doing something and they share like, it worked. I'm like, it works. It does work. And you're doing great. So don't be afraid to share your story and do not think that people don't want to hear it because they do. They very much do. I have a mastermind that I run. This is like, I think my 5th year running mastermind. And even to these gals, and they are, movers and shakers, they've invested at a high level. And I say to them, a lot of people think that people don't want to hear what you have to say. And that's not true. People do want to hear what you have to say. They want to be inspired by you. And remember, your mess is your message. Okay? Don't be afraid to be real. Don't be afraid to be less than perfect because that is what makes you relatable. That is what makes you relatable because it is what was sometimes referred to as like this victim to victory story, where it's like you look at kind of where you were when you were in the dark, when you were lost, when you were doubting yourself, when you were living in fear, and you look at the journey that you're on now, when you're saying yes to your dreams, you're saying yes to your destiny, you're getting out of, depression or trauma or an abusive relationship or, ignoring your inner voice. And when you can talk about how you got out and you're claiming your new future, you're claiming your destiny, that is very magnetic, very, very magnetic. And you will attract people to you. Just watch and see. Okay. So as you write your story, as you claim it in words on paper, you can take the story and use it on your website's about page. Most websites have an about page. I do recommend that. You can use it in so many different capacities. What I like to call it is slicing and dicing it. Slicing and dicing it. Use it in speeches, workshops, books, and beyond. Speeches, workshops, books, and beyond. It's not always about like new content, although I love creating content. It's often about taking what you've already created and repurposing it. So this exercise of writing your story, it's very, very good use of your time, and I want you to do it. I want you to do it. And now this is something too, I'm going to tell you more about my coach training school during this webinar. I'll tell you that we are opening enrollment today, and if it's a fit for you, would love to see your application come through. If it's not a fit, that's cool. I'm glad that you're here, and come back. We've got a lot more webinars that we're doing this month. But one of the exercises we have you do within Coach Training School is to write your story. Okay. So these are the things that I believe in wholeheartedly because these have been what I've done in order to grow my body of work in the world. I can live in this, what I call the #1 small town in America. I'm in the Berkshires of Western Massachusetts. Who was it? Jonah, saying that she also lives here in the Berkshires, so she knows how awesome it is here. And I moved here from New York City, and I have this thriving business with coaching at its core. And it's because I really am a believer in sharing my story and getting this message out. And, a piece of what I want to share with you today is how I've taken this message of get gutsy, and it's really just taken me on this ride of my life. So right now, I know you have a message to share. You might not be clear exactly about what that is, and that's okay. You will get clearer as you step into it, as you really step into this. And honestly, as you have a mentor and a guide to pull it out of you, when you're in what I call a sacred container for growth, and often when you have invested in your own growth, because then you've got like skin in the game and you're really like feeling it. My biggest growth has come when I've invested in myself. So a few years ago, I decided I was going to write a book, and it took me a few years after that to actually do it. And as a result, Get Gutsy came out like 1 year ago. Basically, 1 year ago, Get Gutsy was launched in the world, and it was one of the hardest projects I ever worked on, because there were some really hard things to write. If you read the book, I talk about the day that my sister Julie died. I talk about I found out that I had an older brother that I never knew I had. I talked about when I quit my last corporate job. I mean, it was just like there was a lot of memories that I needed to bring out. But I needed to bring those out because I knew that what I went through needed to be shared. And I wanted to put it in a book because I love reading, and I think books are just the most amazing gifts. And then what it has led to has been so amazing. As a result of me publishing that book and claiming this message of Get Gutsy, really talking about what I've done as a coach and putting these, like, kind of codifying these lessons that I've walked individual clients through, putting into this book form. As a result, my coach training school launched. I've got Get Gutsy University. My podcast called Get Gutsy launched. Like, crazy things occurred because I said yes. I said yes to really being as full of a leader I could be. Okay. And so I want to ask you, if 2016 was your last year on this planet, what do you want to have experienced? What do you want to have put out into the world? And I'm serious, because we never know how long we're going to be here. Okay. It's just a fact. It's just totally, totally a fact. We don't know. We don't know. It's the ultimate mystery, and we've got to embrace this, and we've got to make full use of every single day that we have. And so I ask you now, if 2016 was your absolute last year on this planet, what do you want to experience this year? And then start walking and or running in that direction now, because there is no time to waste. Stop waiting for somebody to give it to you on a silver platter. Stop waiting for it to be easy. Stop waiting for you to just be able to like meditate and never take action. We must take action, okay? And this is really the crux of what coaching is all about. And in a future webinar, I'm really going to get into some of those skills and tools that you'll need to rock it as a coach. But for today, I want to talk more about you and like the inner work that you're doing, to be well positioned as a coach. Because I want you to see that right now you have this expertise that is in demand. You're going to be focusing on your strengths. You have them. You probably downplay them because you don't realize how awesome they are and how the rest of the world doesn't have what you have. They have other strengths and you have your strengths, and it's all just gorgeous. So an action item for you today is to ask your closest confidants what they see as your strengths. Yeah. All right, Kelly, it was awesome to have you here, hon. Check out, I'll tell you more about Coach Training School, but go ahead and check that out. We'll send you an email about it too. You can go to coachtrainingschool.com. And Darcy, if you want to pop that link in the comments below, that'd be cool. Coachtrainingschool.com. And we'll send you the replay too, Kelly. Rock on, sister. Okay, so I want you to ask your closest confidants what they see as your strengths. Like literally, like straight up say to them, like, I am making 2016 my absolute best year on this planet. Tell me honestly what you see as my strengths. And ask someone who's going to be honest with you. They're not going to be mean, but they're going to be like cool. They're going to be cool with you. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you know what you're so amazing at? Like, You are so positive in the light of hardship. You keep it real. You come at me with positivity, and I love you for that. And get them to be specific. Get them to be specific. If you're already working with clients, ask them what they see as your strengths. Ask them what they think is your secret sauce. Why do they love working with you? Like, seriously, because you have to claim this stuff. You have to claim this stuff. Don't expect that people just know it. Don't expect that, because they might, but you have to be saying it. I'm just typing that in for Kelly as she's got to bolt off. Darcy is like on the back end. We're launching a podcast today with an amazing guest. So she might be hard at work on that. We've been like, holy crap, first week back from the break, and oh, this is how it rolls sometimes. January is going to be a huge month because I am so excited to spread this message of coaching in the world. Okay, but listen, do not water your strengths down. Do not think that you're not allowed to talk about them. Do not assume that people just know it because they look at your face or they look at your body or something like that. Like, you have to be so straight up of saying it. This is a key message, and I want you to claim it and claim it and claim it and claim it. You must claim this credibility and experience in the market, because guess what? The market is saturated. There's a lot of coaches, especially, which is exciting. But if you don't want to just get lost in the shuffle, then you've got to be super, super confident. You dig what I'm saying? Now, this can be very uncomfortable for women. Very uncomfortable for women. They're like, oh, I can't. They're going to think I'm all high on myself. They're going to think I'm tooting my own horn. Well, guess what you are? You are tooting your own horn, because if you don't toot it, who will? And the more that you toot it, guess what? Your people are going to toot it. I'm like brought to my knees with gratitude when I see my clients and students talking about what they love, about what I put out into the world, what I offer, what I provide. Like, I'm just, oh my gosh. And so now I've gotten into a point with my business where, yes, I'm still claiming this stuff too. I'm saying what I love and what I'm good at. And then so are my people. And that's what will happen for you too, as you claim this stuff. Okay. And it's awesome, and you can handle it all. So let's talk about your offerings. Let's talk about your offerings. Are you offering anything now in your business? I mean, some of you might already be coaching, or you're thinking about it, or you just want to be doing it. This is where the rubber hits the road. Is that what they call it? Rubber meets the road, hits the road, something like that. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Okay, so your offerings. Here's what you need to know. You must intuitively and wisely package your offerings. And you need to be making offerings, invitations. Some people don't have businesses because they don't ever make offers. Like, gals, I never would have crossed the six-figure mark in my business back in 2012 had I not made a boatload of offers, and then continued to be able to sustain growth and keep this business going, where the majority of businesses don't make it past the 5-year mark. That's a fact. I never would have been able to do this had I not made consistent offerings, and had I not built a tribe, and had I not continued to do the deep personal growth work. Coaching is one of the most intense personal growth paths you can walk. I'm just going to be straight up with you on that. And anytime we give structure and pricing to our expertise and our wisdom, it can bring stuff up. Okay. So if that occurs for you, just know that it's okay. It's okay. We can breathe through this. So if you've been coaching or you're thinking about it, I just want to warn you right now that if you're just selling one-off hourly sessions, that can be a very slippery slope, because you're constantly having to sell those. What I suggest to my students in coach training school is to package up their services. Package up their services. I'm a big fan of multi-month engagements. They get the best results and the deepest commitment and highest price point. Okay. When I was first starting my business, I did, at minimum 3-month packages with clients. And I sold these packages and I was so excited when I would sell a package, and I still am. I'm excited. Now I don't really sell private coaching. Anyone who works with me privately is in my mastermind at this stage in my business. I like to do more group trainings. And that's just where I am. I love my podcast. I have more books in me, but again, I started out straight up working privately with clients for many, many, many years. Many years. And I sold multi-month engagements. And these are the things that we walk you through in coach training school, by the way. So don't get overwhelmed. I just want to give you a sense of what you need to be doing to make it as a coach. A huge issue with most coaches is inconsistent or non-existent cash flow. Also, giving up really easily. If you're a person who gives up really easily and wants to be successful like yesterday, and you're not willing to put in any blood, sweat, or tears into this, don't do this. Okay? You have to want it so much. You have to want to serve your people so much. When you went through those visualizations and you saw your people and you saw the vision, that has to be so gorgeous to you, and you have to be so in love with it and so like, oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I'm just so excited, and I will do this. I will do this. I will get up. I will hustle. I'll put my heart into it. I'll deal with the highs and the lows because I know this is what I'm here to do. Like, just straight up, I want to be clear on that. Okay. So your offerings can take many forms. I just talked to you about packages. You can also have VIP days where you spend a day with a client. It could be multi-days. I remember when I first sold my first ever VIP day is when we first moved from New York to the Berkshires, and I was pregnant with my second son, and I offered them up to like my list and to current clients. And I remember I was like, I think I priced it at like $1,000 or $1,500, somewhere within that realm. And people signed up, and I was like, I was just like, I was doing like cartwheels. I was doing cartwheels, pregnant cartwheels. And it was the best day ever. I led them through visualizations. We mapped out their goals, their plans. I had giant flip chart paper. They came to my house. We did them in my house. I took them out to lunch. We got their plan. They went home. They were energized. They were excited. They were happy to make that investment. Happy to make that investment. Can you imagine yourself doing that? Can you imagine yourself offering up VIP days? If so, they can be very, very lucrative and very fulfilling. Very fulfilling. I have VIP days for my some of my mastermind clients at the private level, and they're freaking ball. They're a ball. You can offer workshops. You can offer retreats, teleclasses, webinars, courses, freebies. You definitely want to have freebies to be growing your list, putting out value. Again, this is what we walk you through in Coach Training School. I want to make a point on retreats. I led my first ever retreat in 2011. Remember, I started my business in 2008. I had been doing like some smaller workshops, but my first ever like overnight retreat, it was a 2-night retreat at a really cool retreat center in Massachusetts. And it was so amazing. It was called the Retreat for Goddesses. And gals, I don't know where the hell I came up. I mean, that was downloaded from Spirit. I don't know who anointed me the leader of goddesses at that point, but that name downloaded and I went with it. I didn't overthink it. I didn't ask all these people if I was allowed to call it that. I just went for it. And that retreat led to 2 more Retreat for Goddesses, which then led into me offering up a gorgeous retreat called Alchemy. I did that the last 2 years. And now as I move into 2016, something I'm going to be offering this year is a 2-day live coaching masterclass. And that is for my students in Coach Training School. Okay, so I am really, really pumped to put that out into the world. I'm excited to tell you more about it if you are interested in really getting trained by me. But I love live gatherings like that. So if you are really great in front of a group, you feel energized by that idea, you want to bring people together and have, a day or 2 or 3 to like really focus on this thing that you help them move through, you will have people excited to do that with you. Okay. And imagine, like, what if you were leading one of these in like Bali or Hawaii or Costa Rica or Italy, like name it. You're a place down the street from you, like wherever. Do not hold back. Do not limit yourself. Like we did this visualization early on. You saw what you wanted. I asked you if this was your last year on the planet, what do you want to have experience? I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. This is not a like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. Like I am so freaking serious. When my sister died when I was a teenager, I was 16 and she was 12. I mean, there was no deluding myself that life is short. Even if we live 100 years, we'll get to the end and be like, that was a freaking blip. That rolled by fast. And when you look at the universe as a whole, we look at this like macro view of the universe, like we are just these little specks of dust. We're here for a very small, like a little pinprint of time. But yet we can make a massive difference in the world. And I ask you now, are you open to this? Are you jazzed about this? Are you excited about this? Are you committed to this? That is what you're going to need to do if you want to succeed as a coach. Those are the only types of gals I'd want to work with, are those who are so freaking serious, so freaking committed, so energized, like you literally have goosebumps right now. Like you have just energy coursing through your veins. Like that's it. Those are my people. I'm at that point in my journey where that's the only gals I work with. Because I've done it before when I was first starting out. I work with anyone with a pulse. Like, are you alive? Okay, I work with you. I don't do that anymore because I've learned and I'm at this point. So you get to decide who you're going to work with. That's the gorgeous thing when you have your own business, especially as a coach. Okay. Another piece let's talk about, this is important, your online headquarters. That's who I work with. I work with women who want to embrace doing business online. You want to be online entrepreneurs. You want to have a coach with an online presence because you want to have coaches and you want to have clients and students and customers all over the world. Those are the gals I specialize in working with. Now, yes, we can make an impact locally, and that's really exciting. I love that. I love, I think Jonah, the Berkshires. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And I've had a number of clients locally to me, and I always get excited. I'll like run into them in the grocery store. I'm like, hey, which is fun. But I also love the fact that I am not dependent on my local geographic area for my livelihood. Okay. So if my family and I decide to move at some point, I mean, who freaking knows? I love where I live right now, but who knows? I won't lose my business. When we moved from New York City to the Berkshires, people were like, Jenny, you're crazy. Your coaching business is in its infancy. What are you doing? You're moving to this small town. You're leaving the biggest city in the United States. Like, what are you doing? My business grew. My business grew. Okay. So that is what's possible when you step into doing business online, being a leader and developing this online headquarters. So what I want you to do is to understand, I want you to understand this right now, that creating a digital home base to attract your tribe is easier and cheaper than it's ever been. One of the tools I really, really love, I use, is a tool called Lead Pages. You may have heard of it. I include a link right here if you want to check it out, jennyfennig.com/lead pages. That's my affiliate link because I'm a big fan of Lead Pages. If you've signed up for any of my free offerings, it's very likely that we used a Lead Pages template to allow you to opt in for whatever it is we were giving you. Okay. Lead Pages allows you to have like very professional looking web pages up in like minutes. So this is great for you, especially if you don't have your digital headquarters. Like you don't have, for me, I've got jennyfennig.com. Okay, that's my home base. That's my headquarters. And that's going to go through a renovation in 2016. But it's in good shape right now. We've got our tabs at the top. Like we really just kind of had to create some more stuff before I was even ready to renovate that baby. But listen, if you don't even have that yet, you don't even have like your own version of jennyfennig.com. You're like, dude, I just have the idea in my head. Guess what? You can invest in a tool called Lead Pages. There are other options out there as well. Okay, Lead Pages is not the only one. We just use it, so that's the one I talk about. And you can have these gorgeous pages created. So those of you who want to work with me in Coach Training School, I'm going to tell you about in a few moments. this is what I'm going to suggest that you do, is that you get these pages up and you start having like some kind of free offering that you can give somebody. Like literally today, you could create a freebie. If like your life depended on it, you could do it. Like you could take a couple hours and create this little cheat sheet. You create an audio. All these tools are like low cost to no cost. And then you could invite people to come to your page and get it. And you could start growing your list. Some of you already have a list. Some of you, it's like super small or non-existent. Or some of you are like, yeah, it's good. Like it's growing. I'm psyched. Okay. That's going to be crucial for you to grow your list. Grow your list. You'll hear me talk about that a lot. Again, this is what it takes to be a kind of coach that has an online headquarters. Now, some of you just want to train to become a coach and you want to be stronger. Like if you're still working in corporate and you think you can bring it in there, you totally could. You totally could. Some of you, you just want these coaching skills and your business, like you don't need a like thousands of customers on your list. Like you just need a smaller number because your packages are much more premium. I had a client who went through my first ever coach training school, and she really wasn't doing this whole online headquarters. She had her website that she was building, but her client, like her business model was very different, and it worked for her. So, this is something I'm going to be getting to know my students that I work with, and I can guide you and counsel you effectively on this. The idea is that you can help clients all over the world through the magic of technology and automation and love. That is what it is. Technology, automation, and love. And these are the things that I learned the hard way through 8 years of trial and error, falling on my face, experiencing success, having late night panic attacks, having late night celebrations and doing cartwheels. I mean, you name it, it's all happened, okay? It's all happened. And what it really comes down to is I've been courageous. I've been gutsy. I will never quit, ever. You knock me down, I'm getting back up. Well, I think there's like some kind of, I don't know if it's like a Buddhist saying or something, some kind of yogic type saying. It's like fall down 11 times, get up 12. Maybe it's like fall down 9 times, get up 10. You know what I'm talking about? Like you'll fall down, you'll just get up. You'll get up. That's me. That's me. Would you describe yourself that way? Again, remember I told you if you give up really easily and you just like complain and you're a victim and you like to go into the woe is me, no. Those aren't the types of people I like to work with, and you won't be successful as a coach. You just won't. You just won't. Or as an entrepreneur. Like entrepreneurship it's a ride, man. It is a ride and a half. And I love this quote by Mia Hamm. She says, true champions aren't always the ones that win, but those with the most guts. You've got to be courageous. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there. You've got to be willing to take a risk over and over and over again. And it's about tapping into faith. I am a very spiritual woman. I bring this into all that I do. I really stepped into that very much in 2015. I had a spiritual awakening. I mean, it blew me away. Even now I think about it, I'm like, whoa, that was wild. And I'm basking in it now. I'm basking in it. 2015 was my best year in business. I came into myself. And I tap into this faith very, very much. Very, very much. And I take action. And that is what you must do as well. I had a friend actually is a funny example of this, and that I want to share with you because it just brings it to life very much. Because I posted something. We used to work together in corporate way back when, and she sent me a note and she said, "I saw your post and da-da-da," and she's trying to get pregnant, and she already has I think 2 kids. And she's had a couple of miscarriages recently. And so my heart went out to her, of course. And she said, but what I really feel like I need to do is just like meditate and pray and trust that the baby will come. And I'm like, and she's like, so I think, I see your post about like action, but I feel like right now I just need to be still. And I'm like, that's gorgeous. And yes, meditation and prayer, total, like always consistent, always, always, always. And you need to have sex. I mean, she has a husband. So yeah, she's going for the sex thing. Like, so the baby is not going to come if she's not having sex. She's got to have sex. So that's the action piece. All right. Like we're just talking sex. Like that's an example that is very, easily understood, I believe, for this group. Okay, so yeah, we can meditate and pray, and that's really awesome, and I'm a big believer of it, and I do it every day. I was praying to God in the shower today before we got on this webinar, and I'm like, God, just make me this vehicle and this vessel and speak through me and bring me the students who are ready to learn. Bring me the students who are ready to do this thing. Bring me. I'm ready. I've opened up my life, especially this month. I'm just like putting myself out there. Bring me these students who are really ready to learn. And you're here. Okay. So I've taken action and I've prayed, and that is what leads to the riches. That is what leads to the riches, and not just financial riches, spiritual riches, riches in terms of your relationships and all these great opportunities. Okay, so we just covered a lot of content. We're at the top of the hour. We have about 15 minutes left of the webinar. I want to make sure that I tell you more about Get Gutsy Coach Training School, and then answer any questions you have about the content, about the school, about the training, and ensure that you got tons of value from today. You know, that's what I love to do. I love to teach. I really, really love to teach. Okay, so what you can do is, I'm actually going to go there now. I want to go to Coach Training School so we can look at it together, and then I can come back to that bye screen. I don't know what's going to happen with my little screen. Oh, I'm back. What's up, everybody? I'm back. So I'm going to take us to coachtrainingschool.com so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see what I'm talking about. And we can have a lot of fun. My team and I were working on this page yesterday. I actually felt like I was back in college yesterday. Anyone on this webinar, just tell me if you ever like pulled an all-nighter in college or felt very close to that, like you stayed up until like 2 or 3 a.m. or something like that. Amy, who's on this webinar, if she's still here, Amy and I actually went to college together at the University of Florida. So Amy, did you ever pull an all-nighter at UF? I used to love going to the library at school, and it was so much fun. And I would just like have a ball there because I get to focus, and I would get, take action and make progress into what I was doing. And I just felt so, so good. Right. Okay. So Amy's like, yes, she totally did. So yesterday, gals, what I was doing was I was at this place called Kripalu, which is the largest yoga and wellness and personal development center in all of North America. And I felt like I pulled an all-nighter, even though I left there at like 11 o'clock, because I got there at around 12 p.m. So I was there for like 11 hours in the cafe, and it was awesome because it's just a very inspiring place. And what we were doing was finalizing these materials for you so that we could present them to you today. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen right now. What you're seeing is our enrollment page or application page for Coach Training School. This is for our, oh my gosh, I just love this thing. I created Coach Training School probably about, was it like 9 months ago? Something like that, 9 or 10 months ago. I've been thinking about doing it for years, and then I finally said yes. So our next class is beginning in February. We technically begin on February 9th. And what this is it's the place for the next generation of coaches who want to make a difference and a great living. It's the place for you. And if you see this countdown clock at the top, that countdown clock, I need to add a little language there, but that basically shows you when our early bird pricing expires. Okay, so we're offering 2 different prices depending on when you take action. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight some of this, and then I'll invite you to really go through this page. If you're feeling like you are really saying yes to coaching this year, you want to have my support, you want me to train you, you want me to teach you, and you want to be around these other women who have said yes to coaching, then I want you to really read through this page, take it into your heart, and then take action. This is your opportunity to step into your highest calling as you share your coaching gifts with clients you adore. You're going to work with clients while you're still in training, like literally. Don't do this if you're not willing to take action, okay? And you're going to learn how to earn a great living from me, because this is what I'm earning a great living from coaching. And it is 100% online learning immersion. You can train to become a coach through me from anywhere in the world. We do offer a live coaching masterclass, which will be in person. That's optional. It's a bonus to you. And so if you want to come and hang out with me in person this year, you will be given the opportunity if you sign up for this. And if you can't come to that, we'll live stream it, so you can still watch it by video, even if you can't attend live. So no worries. All right, so you can watch this video. There's a full-on letter for me. I want you to go through. I'm just kind of like scanning some of this because I want to point out a few things, but I know that you can read, and I know that, you know, if this is important to you, then you're really going to sit with it, because it is an important decision. It is an important decision. You'll see some of our student stories on here. Okay, there's Christina Peduto and Lacey and Michelle and Julia. All of them actually have become Get Gutsy certified coaches. So that is an opportunity that you have. This really is a certification program. It's not mandatory that you go for the certification, because there's kind of an extra step that you go through in order to earn your certification. If you go through the entire course, in good standing, then you graduate, and you'll get a badge that says you are a graduate of Get Gutsy's coach training school. If you go through a few tests, you will then get certified and earn a Get Gutsy certified coach designation. You'll be invited to join me as a co-coach in Get Gutsy University. You'll join me for one of our monthly coaching calls, and I'll introduce you to all of our members in Get Gutsy University. And, you know, this has been a long time dream of mine, and it's basically come true. So this is really for you if you're looking for cutting edge curriculum, if you are ready to become well-trained and masterful credentialed coaches. Some of you, are in corporate and you've been looking for a coach training program, and this one calls out to you. This can totally work for you as well. You can blend this approach with other philosophies, other offerings of yours, like a psychotherapist, you're a social worker, you're a yoga teacher, you're a consultant, a financial advisor, you're a massage therapist, a web designer, a writer. Like, that's the cool thing about coaching. It blends so well with other things that you do, with other modalities that you practice, okay? And definitely the coaches that we have in here are coaches who are of integrity, you're authentic, you know how to take action, you're fun, you love giving and getting support, okay? And it's not for you. I just like to include that on here because I've gotten really clear about who I work with. If you can't keep commitments and you have difficulty honoring your word, this is not for you. If you're very defensive when personal growth work is involved, this is not for you. Okay? If you're negative, you're passive aggressive, if you're unorganized and you don't take responsibility for your results, it's not for you. If you're an excuse maker and a whiner, it's not for you. If you're a bully and you like to pick fights, it's not for you. I had to put that in there. I actually had a gal who was like that, and we had to release her from a program, and it was really unfortunate. So then I'm just like super clear. I'm super clear. If investing in your growth would be a huge financial burden on your family, this is not for you right now. Okay, it's always going to feel like a stretch though when you invest, and it often feels very scary because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm stepping into the next thing. But you've got to feel comfortable about being uncomfortable, okay? And you've got to know that this is a journey. It's a total journey. So let me tell you a bit more about our curriculum. Again, we begin on February 9th. This lasts for 4 glorious months. It's a 4-month training. As soon as you apply and then are accepted, you will be given instant access to my new community and training program called Get Gutsy University. Some of you you've already joined Get Gutsy University. If that's you, if you're a member of Get Gutsy University, you actually receive 20% off of your tuition in coach training school. So I just want to make sure you're clear on that. If you're not part of Get Gutsy University, that's not open for enrollment at this point. So you would get instant access to Get Gutsy University as soon as you apply and are accepted to coach training school. So like, you just get stuff as soon as you say yes. We want to get you on the way to doing what you came here to do, to enjoying success, to sharing your gifts with the world. So we focus on 3 golden keys in the training. The first golden key is your coach's path, and really doing that personal growth work. You can see all the elements that we talk about. We look through the differences between coaching and consulting and therapy and mentoring, looking at the rules that you live by, looking at your gifts, helping to bring an end to tolerations and bullshit and limiting beliefs. Okay, you can read through all those elements because I really want you to get a sense of what we cover. Golden key number 2, we're going to look at those skills and tools that every transformational coach must master. This is huge. And we spend the bulk of our training time here because this is what makes you a great coach, okay? Is that you have these skills and tools. So you're going to learn to ask empowering questions of your clients. You don't have to have all of the answers for your clients, which is really, really awesome. Okay. You learn to ask them questions so they can find their own answers. You're going to learn skills like acknowledging and validating, moving through blocks, planting seeds, listening, reframing, accountability, visualization. We're going to look at energy. We're going to look at how you handle nightmare clients. We're going to look at how to leverage tools that I use in Get Gutsy. You can use these tools with your clients. We're going to look at boundaries and policies and procedures that protect you and your clients. These are all the things you need to know. And this is what a lot of people who just go into the world, they just call themselves a coach, but they don't have any training around this. They don't have any formal training. They run the risk of crashing and burning really, really quickly and not being able to serve their clients in the deepest capacity. And that's why I created this, because I saw that a lot of people were calling themselves coaches and they had no training around this. Okay. And then other coaches, other people had trained to become like coaches, because there's a lot of coach training programs out there. But yet most of those programs do not teach you what you need to know to make it as an entrepreneur. And that's what I experienced when I went through coach training. It was a great training. I learned how to be an amazing coach. And I then invested tens of thousands of dollars to learn how to be an entrepreneur and a marketer. Okay. And so I saw that there was a total disconnect in the market, and I was going to help. Okay. So the final golden key number 3 is just that: how to make it as a coach, a marketer, and an entrepreneur. And some of you, it was Amy talking about, with her clients with the with the moms and all that, she could position herself as a mom coach, as a birthing coach, not just a doula necessarily, because I think that's what she was working on, where you're physically going to someone's location. But when you layer in coaching, it just gives you so much more latitude, so much more options with what you can do. And guess what, gals? You can do the bulk of this from home. You can do the bulk of this from home, which is really, really stellar. Okay. So that's what we focus on in golden key number 3 is how to embrace your unique vibe to attract your tribe, how to coach your first client, how to tell your story, how to announce your business to the world, how to create, how to commit to a content creation schedule, because you need to do this. I do this big time in my business. You probably have seen that. It's freaking massive. That's honestly where I put a lot of my time, is on the content. Okay. And that's why I've been able to be successful. That's just it, straight up. And so if you like the type of business that I've created, if you don't know much about it yet, you should read through this page especially, and then look at jennyfennig.com and just cruise around there. All right. So all of it is here. We're going to talk about systems, technologies, the model that's best for you, how to lead retreats and workshops, how to sell VIP days, how to develop online courses, a lot. Okay. And here's how it's delivered: through training lessons, through worksheets, Q&A calls, and coaching demos. You're going to get resources and tip sheets. We just give you so much stuff. You will be paired up with a peer coach and a peer client if you desire that. It's not mandatory, but I do recommend it. We, of course, have a connection forum on Facebook where you can connect with each other. So I told you are going to be coaching throughout. You're going to do that through your peer coach and peer client. And then I'm going to encourage you to start working with clients ASAP. ASAP. Okay. You do have that opportunity to become a Get Gutsy certified coach. When you go the distance, I then will introduce you to my community and really support you in growing your business in the world. You get great bonuses. Let me tell you about these. And then I'll tell you how you can apply. And again, just thank you so much for being here. We're about at that 75-minute point. I'm going to go a few minutes over to make sure you have everything that you need here and answer any questions that you may have around the content that I shared today, because it was a lot. And then, of course, around Coach Training School. So you do get access to Get Gutsy University. like just almost every course and piece of content I've created through the years is in there. Okay. So it's just so much, so much. You can go in, you can download that stuff, start taking action, take it in. 2016 is your year. Like it just is. It just is. You are going to get a spot in the live coaching masterclass in 2016. It's going to be a 2-day live coaching masterclass. Any of my current students on here, I said it was going to be 1 day. It's now going to be 2. I've decided to do a 2-day coaching masterclass. This will be some time in the first half of 2016 here in the Berkshires. Okay, and you, the students, the graduates from my current class are going to be invited to this master class as well. So you're going to have 2 classes of students together. So you guys can like really have even more coaching friends to get to know, which is super, super fun. So yeah, boom, there it is. Let me tell you a cool bonus. The first 10 of you to apply and get accepted, you're going to get a private coaching call with me. I do not offer private coaching outside of my mastermind clients right now. So this is pretty cool. 60-minute message marketing and systems coaching call with me. We will map things out. I will get to know you. I will hold space for you, and I will consult with you. My background was in brand strategy. I worked on some of the biggest brands in the world. Kellogg, M&M's Candies, Viagra, just to name a few. This is my gift. This is my gift, and I will help you chisel out your brand, okay? Another bonus that I'm going to give to the first 10, it came to me in the shower when I was praying to God, honestly. I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to add it to the page. The first 10 of you to apply and get accepted, listen to this. It may sound crazy, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to interview you for my podcast, Get Gutsy. I'm going to interview you. You're going to have to graduate from Get Gutsy Coach Training School before this will happen, but the first 10 of you to apply and get accepted, I'm going to feature you on my podcast. I'm going to feature you. Isn't that cool? It's going to be rad. It's going to be super, super rad. So that's going to be massive. And by the time your interview will go live, the podcast will be listened to even more people. Okay, it's already just like blowing up, and I'm so excited about where it's all taking us. So that is huge. That is a massive piece of visibility. And we're going to wait until you graduate because I want to make sure that you're ready for this opportunity. And you will be. I will make sure of it. I will make sure of it, but I'm going to give you that. The first 10 of you, like huge. I'm giving you this opportunity. It's up to you to walk through the door. All right, so a bunch of videos. You can watch these gals' videos, hear what they have to say about Coach Training School. This is a legitimate, bona fide coach training school. You won't find anything else like this on the market. You just won't. I've looked. Lots of questions here. If you have them, read through them. I've answered them. Okay, let me tell you how you can apply, and then we'll wrap up the training. Again, any questions, just type them into the chat. We want to be able to help you. We are here at your service. We are here at your service. Okay, here's how you apply. You click the Apply Now button on this page, and you're going to submit a $500 deposit to reserve your spot. You'll then be taken to a brief questionnaire, and I'm going to get to know you. My team will get to know you. On your application, you can ask to have a private phone call with a member of the team to ask any questions not answered on the page. My team will be happy to talk to you, okay? We want to ensure that you're confident about moving forward. And then after you've submitted that application, you'll receive a notice from us within 3 business days letting you know if your application has been approved. If it is, boom, you're in. You'll get instant access to Get Gutsy University, everything that comes with that and that community. And then we will kick off Coach Training School on February 9th. Okay. The tuition, let me tell you how this works. And I'll tell you right now that securing 2 to 4 paying clients to invest in a coaching package with you will pay for this training. And you will have this knowledge for the rest of your life. So I'm essentially giving you a sacred coaching business in a box. So everything that we talked about is yours. Okay, it's all bulleted out for you. Huge, huge value. I've invested over $50,000. It's probably like, I think I put on here was like 60K because I invested a nice amount last year too. Learning, and I share it all with you. Early bird investment is $39.97 for Coach Training School. Our standard price is $49.97. Okay, that's our pay in full. It is the best deal, but we do offer a payment plan as well. We're happy to do so. $500 deposit plus 12 monthly payments of, it's typically $424, but if you get in at the early bird price, that's $341. And those prices are what they are until January 25th. Okay, so that's what I have for you on Coach Training School. The page is like super detailed. We wanted to give you everything that you might need to make a decision about learning from us in 2016 around coaching. Okay. So thanks so much for listening and for being here. You guys are amazing. You're totally amazing. All right. Let me see if there's anything else here that I wanted to share with you. Basically, it's this, that you're here for an amazing reason. And I have just, all right, cool. So thanks for being here. You just completed your certification. Awesome. Keep in touch with us. And then whoever you're 2814, check out Get Gutsy University the next time we open it. We'd love to have you there. And listen to my podcast, Get Gutsy. That's some cool stuff for you. That's some cool stuff for you. I'm glad to have a fellow coach here, and congratulations on your completing your certification. Rock on, sister. Go and coach your heart out. All right. So any cues? All right, Suzanne's in the house. That's you, Suzanne. Cool. Well, go and coach. I want to see you blowing up in the world. I want to see you doing some amazing work. Okay. And come into Get Gutsy Galaxy if you're not there yet. GutsyGalaxy.com, Suzanne. All right. So any questions? Put them in the chat. Let us know. If you have any questions, read through CoachTrainingschool.com. You can also get in touch with us at support@jennyfenig.com. You can call us at 1-877-529-2098. We would love to talk to you, help you make this decision. Again, coaching will change your life and change the lives of those you are here to serve. That is just what happens when you step into your path as a coach. I cannot even think about what my life would be like had I not said yes to this. And I'm really excited and intrigued to see where it all goes in this coming year. It's just like opening up. And my biggest hope and wish for you is that you trust that if you are feeling called to step into this, then you trust that. You get these desires because this is your next step. And if you are a spiritual woman like me, then you know that you are not doing this alone. This is a co-creative effort. And when you trust that and you step into it, you're just going to be blown away. You're just going to be blown away. You will fulfill your destiny. You will touch those lives that you're here to touch. And I'm so excited for you. So thank you. If there aren't any questions, I am going to be signing off. I'm actually going to be sending some feedback to my mastermind clients. That's another thing you can lead as coaches. And we talk about that in Coach Training School, masterminds, which are so fun. And so my mastermind clients have sent me their strategic plans for the year, and I'm sending them feedback. So I'm going to be getting that all together for them this afternoon while my daughter is asleep, and my babysitter actually ran out to get all the stuff for my son's party tomorrow. So I can make my artichoke dip and get the balloons and all that. Like, you have to delegate and divide and conquer. That's one of my dreams. Need teams, kids. So thank you for being in my life. Thank you for just your enthusiasm and for showing up. Come back. We have 3 more webinars. Next Friday, I'm doing a webinar, and I'm going to be doing that one live from Florida. I'm actually going with my family down to Florida, bringing my laptop with me. That's one of the things I love about my business, is that I can work from anywhere I want. So I'm going to be in Florida leading that webinar. So come to that one. We'll send you reminders. Just keep coming. I've got lots more great content for you. Spread the word about this to other women in your life who are wanting to become coaches. And it would be our honor and privilege to help you grow into the coach and leader you are meant to be. So CoachTrainingschool.com. If you want to apply, we'd love to see your application come through. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again very soon. This is Jenny Fenig, sending you so much love, light, and faith as you get gutsy. Gutsy coaches unite. Keep shining.